Have you ever wondered how a spider silk can be stronger than steel by weight? Or how a tiny seed can hold the blueprint for a giant redwood tree? For billions of years, life on Earth has been a grand experiment in design and engineering. Nature has already solved many of the challenges we face today. It knows how to create structures that are strong, yet lightweight. It has perfected processes that are efficient and produce no waste. Every leaf, every feather, and every shell is a testament to this incredible, time-tested innovation. This vast living library of solutions is all around us, waiting to be read. The natural world is the most experienced inventor on the planet. It has had a 3.8 billion year head start on research and development. So, what do we call this exciting field of learning from nature's wisdom? The term is biomimicry. The word comes from two Greek words, bios, meaning life, and mimesis, meaning to imitate. At its core, biomimicry is a simple idea. It is the practice of looking to nature for inspiration to solve human problems. The first is mimicking a natural form, like the shape of a bird's wing, to design a better airplane. The second level is mimicking a natural process, such as studying photosynthesis to create more efficient solar cells. The third and most profound level is mimicking a natural ecosystem. This involves designing our cities, farms, and factories to function like a mature forest. One of the most famous and simple examples of biomimicry began with a walk in the woods. In 1941, a Swiss engineer named Georges de Mestral took his dog for a hike in the Alps. When he returned, he was annoyed to find his pants and his dog's fur covered in tiny burrs from the burdock plant. Instead of just throwing the burrs away, he decided to examine one under a microscope. Under the microscope, de Mestral discovered the burdoc's secret. The burr was covered in hundreds of tiny, sharp hooks. These hooks were perfectly designed to catch onto anything with a loop, such as the threads in his pants, or the strands of his dog's hair. This simple yet brilliant mechanism allowed the burdock seeds to travel and spread by hitching a ride on passing animals. Inspired by the burdock burr, de Mestral spent years trying to create a synthetic version of this natural fastener. He named his invention Velcro, a combination of the French words velours for velvet and crochet for hook. Today, Velcro is used in countless applications, from fastening children's shoes and astronaut suits to securing equipment in hospitals. Sometimes, nature's inspiration solves a problem that is incredibly complex and technical. This was the case in Japan with their famous Shinkansen, or bullet trains. As these high-speed trains exited tunnels, they would create a loud and disruptive sonic boom. The train was traveling so fast that it compressed the air in front of it as it entered the tunnel. When the nose emerged, this compressed air would expand rapidly, creating a thunderous noise. The lead engineer, Eiji Nakatsu, was also an avid birdwatcher. He recalled the kingfisher, a bird that dives into water to catch fish. The kingfisher can transition from air to water with hardly a splash. This is because the shape of its long, pointed beak is perfectly streamlined. Nakatsu and his team decided to model the nose of the bullet train after the kingfisher's beak. They ran simulations and tests, redesigning the front of the train to mimic the bird's streamlined shape. The results were astonishing. The redesigned train was not only significantly quieter, but also more aerodynamic. This meant it could travel faster while using less energy. The ocean is full of design marvels, and the shark is definitely one of its most impressive engineers. For a long time, scientists believed that a perfectly smooth surface was best for moving through water. But the shark proves this assumption wrong. A shark's skin is not smooth at all. It's covered in millions of tiny overlapping scales called dermal denticles, which literally means skin teeth. These denticles serve a brilliant purpose. The tiny grooves disrupt swirling vortices that would create drag, channeling water smoothly over the shark's body. This allows the shark to glide through water with remarkable speed and agility. Companies developed high-performance swimsuits that mimic the texture of shark skin. The most famous, the Speedo LZR racer suit, was so effective that it helped athletes shatter numerous world records at the 2008 Olympics. The unique texture also makes it difficult for bacteria to attach and grow. Companies have developed films with micropatterns that help reduce dangerous bacteria in hospitals. How can a gecko scamper up a perfectly smooth glass wall and hang from the ceiling by a single toe? The answer lies in the astonishingly complex structure of its feet. Each toe is covered in millions of microscopic hair-like structures called setae. Each setae branches into hundreds of even smaller, spatula-shaped tips called spatulae. The gecko's stickiness comes from van der Waals forces, weak attractions between molecules that are very close together. The billions of tiny spatulae create enormous surface area. allowing so many contact points that weak forces become incredibly strong. The gecko can turn its stickiness on and off simply by changing the angle of its toe hairs. Researchers are developing gecko tape, a reusable, residue-free adhesive that mimics the gecko's foot structure. The potential applications are vast, from industrial robots that can climb walls, to medical bandages that stick securely without causing pain upon removal. Have you ever noticed how water beads up and rolls off the leaf of a lotus plant, taking dirt and dust with it? The lotus plant often grows in muddy ponds, yet its leaves remain remarkably clean and dry. The secret is not that the leaf is smooth, but rather the opposite. Its surface is intricately structured on a microscopic level. The surface is covered with tiny protrusions, coated in waxy, water-repellent crystals. This creates a super hydrophobic surface. When water lands on the leaf, it sits on the tips of tiny bumps, trapping air underneath. With the slightest tilt, the droplet rolls off, picking up contaminants. Every drop of rain becomes a tiny cleaning crew, leaving the surface pristine. The lotus effect has inspired paints, coatings, and fabrics that mimic this super hydrophobic property. There are now exterior paints that stay clean for years, glass treatments for windows and solar panels, and textiles that repel water and stains. In the hot, arid savannas of Africa, Australia, and South America, termites build towering mounds that are marvels of climate control engineering. The outside temperature can swing dramatically, yet inside the core, the temperature remains remarkably stable. The termites achieve this natural air conditioning without any fans or power sources. The structure uses a complex network of vents and tunnels. Hot air rises through a central chimney while cool air enters through vents at the base. This design inspired the Eastgate Center in Harare, Zimbabwe, which uses a similar ventilation system. The building uses 90% less energy for climate control than conventional buildings, saving millions of dollars and reducing environmental impact. As we have seen, the lessons from the natural world are vast and profound. Scientists around the world are constantly making new discoveries. We are looking to leaves to create more efficient solar energy, mimicking photosynthesis. We are studying spider silk to design biodegradable materials for surgical sutures and protective gear. We are observing how fungi create vast underground networks, hoping to design more resilient power grids and communication systems. Every species is a master of something, a holder of unique survival strategies. This journey requires us to be more curious, observant, and humble. It encourages us to spend time in nature for education. The next world-changing idea might be inspired by how a beetle collects water in the desert, or the way a coral reef builds its structure, or how a forest recycles all of its nutrients. By asking, how does nature do it? We open the door to innovation that is not only technologically advanced, but inherently sustainable. Biomimicry is a pathway to a future where our technologies operate in harmony with the natural world. The Earth is our mentor, and its lessons are everywhere. We just need to learn how to read the blueprint. The next time you see a bird in flight, take a closer look. You might just be looking at the future.